And hi everyone, welcome to the Puppet Podcast on the road. Here I am, Bernier-Dionne in Nashville right now, and I get the opportunity to meet many people on the road. So some people, like sometimes even a massotherapist, could give me some contact about good puppeteer. The network growing and growing. So this morning I have Adam Swartz from Pennsylvania who will join in this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the screen.
Hello.
Yay. Hi, Adam. Thank you very much to accept this opportunity to share puppeteering together.
Sure, you are welcome. It's my pleasure, my honor for thank you for letting me share.
Yes, sharing the love for puppetry. I saw your background. It's amazing. I think we will have a lot of fun to discuss.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, Adam, you are from Pennsylvania and you study like also puppeteering, but also how to teach, how to educate children. Could you talk to me about the background of study?
Let's see. I have a degree in integrative arts from Penn State University, which for me, I combined theater arts and performing arts and regular, sculpting, painting, drawing, all those kinds of things, all into one degree. So I didn't have to pick just one. Because, as an artist, how can you pick just one art form, right?
Yes.
But so I've always been interested in teaching. And my mother was a teacher, and I had uncles and family that are all teachers. So it just teaching to me was always part of my life. And over the past several years, I'm a certified teaching artist in Pennsylvania. So I've been traveling all over Pennsylvania, working with schools and doing workshops and residencies, and working with ages K through 12 and making puppets part of the curriculum. So whatever age the students are, whatever they're studying, then I'll work with those classroom teachers to fit puppetry into the curriculum, which is awesome.
Yeah, you work with like general teacher or sometime plastic art teacher, drama teacher?
All of the above.
Okay.
So usually it's the classroom teacher, but sometimes we'll bring in like the gym teacher or the art teacher. For example, it was first grade and they were studying dinosaurs at the time and other animals and stuff. So of course we made puppets that were dinosaurs and they created their own story. They did research on them, but then talking to like the gym teacher, they came up with a game to play in gym that had to do with dinosaurs. So it was like across the board curriculum. So they were just immersed in everything that was going on. And obviously, as you can imagine, that makes you remember it more. And then you learn a lot easier.
Yes, and you can give the crush for puppetry to the children. But what about you? How your crush and when your crush for puppeteering happened?
I was probably 7, 8, or 9. And growing up being a huge Mr. Rogers fan and Sesame Street and the Muppets. As a kid, I started to panic that I had to grow up and be an adult. I was like, I don't want to do that. Honestly, it was, the first time in my life that I started to worry about, growing old and death. And I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to stay a kid. Fortunately, I had a wonderful childhood, and I just wanted to play with toys and never grow old like Peter Pan. So I thought, well, I'll just grow up and I'll grow up and run off with the Muppets and have fun and play with toys and be a kid my whole life. So that's what I'm trying to do so far.
Yeah, you have a decision at some point.
So at that young age, 8 or 9, I kind of decided that's what I want to do. And of course, I loved art. And as I said before, I love all kinds of art, so I couldn't choose what to do. And being a puppeteer, I think, is really neat because it allows you to use any of the other art forms almost all the time. In one day, you could be doing multiple different art forms if you're a puppeteer.
Yeah. But what you could say is the real why, like why you make why art of puppetry makes an art that you cherish, really.
I think for me it's probably performing and interacting. But again, it's also I get to do. I don't get to forget about other art forms. Like I get to draw, sculpt, design. I get to write stories, make up stories, play around with all different kinds of materials.
Yes.
But then, the performing side of it, being, playing along with other people, playing along with the audience, the interactive quality, I think I really like.
Yeah, you say play because it's really the right word to say play, and it's amazing. Like, but for you, when you explain to children or even for adults, because sometimes we associate puppetry to children, what is your definition about what is a puppet for you?
I would say any inanimate object that is brought to life as a character. And that, I don't know, does that sound too basic?
Yeah, but it's sometimes simple is the best. Less is more, right?
Right. It could be, I can blab on about anything, but I mean, you can, that's the simple definition for me, because you can have something like, a Muppet style thing that's got arms, a mouth, and eyes, that's humanoid, but you can also have just a tissue or something that moves and blows around in the wind, and if it's an object that can express feelings or emotions or have some kind of character, I guess, then that's the difference between like a prop and a puppet, I guess, right?
Yes, and sometimes the definition or the difference, it's hard to make. But do you have a favorite like brand of puppet that you really love?
I think I'm kind of been drawn towards the Muppet style puppets. I've done some marionettes, which I wish I could do more of, which I really like playing around with those too. But I also like discovering different types of puppets. The last couple of years, I've done some puppets for stage performances for Shrek the Musical, the Big Dragon, and the Gingerbread Puppet, and the Knuffle Bunny puppets. Those by Mo Willems, and another one was the Prince's New Pet, which is a book by Brian Anderson, and it just recently became about an hour-long musical for kids. And basically it has this big, colorful Dr. Seuss-like rainbow dog fluffy thing in it. And that was really fun to make. And I get to, I got to move it around and operate it and everything, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes. And to build for you, do you feel like sometimes I do philosophy a bit about the puppet, like, you build it, but you make it after breed, like you can interact during the building with it. Do you have a favorite phase in the process that you particularly enjoy?
If it's a tricky puppet that I can't quite figure out how to build.
The moment where like
as soon as I solve that mystery of, aha, that's how it's going to work, then I can start to really operate it and move it and make it come to life. And a lot of the times when if the puppet has eyes or the eye focus, wherever that is, whatever that may be. Whenever you establish that, that seems to be another, I guess the eyes are the window to the soul. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And sometimes you work with object and you have no eyes, but when you like, I think that, as you said, the founding, like when you found the thing, you just like, it's a lot of pleasure and it's fulfilled.
Yeah, even if it's like not completely finished, if you're, you know, part of the fur is hanging off of it or whatever, if you have the right part and you know how it moves, then you can really start to play with it and see exactly where it's going to go.
Yes, you're a problem solver.
Yes.
Okay, solve this. Let's solve this.
Sometimes I like to think of myself as, you know, a MacGyver of puppet building. I don't know if anybody knows who MacGyver is anymore.
Someone will write down maybe on the, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right.
That's good. That's good. And in your opinion, what is the best, like, for someone who will, like, maybe wants to do that, or what would be the best field of study or background for a puppeteer?
This sounds corny, but I mean, this is advice that other puppeteers gave me, and it's just to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds simple, but you just try it, and you fail a lot, and you figure out a solution to either how to build it or how to operate it. Fortunately, today, in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years, there's tons of stuff, you know, online, videos that you can look at.
Yes.
Find out books, and people like you who are connecting everybody through the World Wide Web and
yeah,
picking up little pieces of information here and there, little tips.
Yes.
But, you know, other than that, if you want more formal training, I would say start maybe with acting, simple basic acting. And I know for a lot of puppeteers, including myself, that being in front of the spotlight is not always, especially for younger kids, isn't always, it's a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes maybe just, you know, picking up a puppet and acting with that might be the way to go.
Make some distance, some objectivity about what's going on there. It's not me, it's this thing who move.
A lot of the work that I do in schools or after school programs, a lot of the most amazing kids with puppets are usually the ones that are more shy or the ones that don't speak up in class, because they get something to magnify their thoughts and their feelings and their ideas.
Yes. Do you have like some story? Like sometimes I feel when I teach, like I explain my job to people, sometimes you saw the eyes just getting some bright and shiny because they understand something about life and death. They understand something about the movement. Do you have like some story that maybe you want to share about that kind of stuff?
Maybe. I mean, if I think about it for a while, I might come up with tons of stories.
Yes, because we experience a lot of interactive moment with the audience.
There's sometimes when I do a residency at a school, they make their own puppets and they get to write their own show and perform it. And some of the kids will get kind of nervous sometimes about wanting to perform. But then I bring in a big giant curtain and I introduce it to the kids. Here's Mr. and Mrs. Curtain. They're going to be your brand new, you know, friends, and they will keep you safe from the audience. And then all of the kids are like, oh, cool, all right. And then all the pressure is off. And the teachers tell me a lot that the students who tend to miss a lot of school, their attendance is almost perfect for the 11 or 20 days that I'm there for the residency.
Wow.
Then the performance itself, I mean, it only might be a 10, 15, 20-minute performance that the students will do. But usually we get the community, their parents, their neighbors, grandparents, whoever to come see it.
Yeah.
And it's a huge deal to them, and it means so much. And the teachers usually always, there's a couple students where the teachers, they've been teaching these same students all year long, and then they see a completely different side to the student when they perform. Like, I had no idea little Alice or little Jimmy had such a loud voice. Or they could be so funny, or so it's pretty cool.
It's not just like the stage performance is a little part of the whole process, and all this process is really educative.
Exactly.
Yes. Do you think puppeteering, like the art of puppetry, is in ascension, or is getting less popular in your viewpoint in Pennsylvania?
This is a really good question. I don't think I've ever encountered that question before in an interview. But I started watching some of your other podcasts, and I think it was Mike Horner. I really liked his answer, that he kind of said that puppetry's always been around.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's different things that kind of happen that the mainstream kind of says, "Ooh, wow, look at this over here. Look what they did with puppetry. This is crazy. Everybody has to see this." And then everybody goes, "Oh yeah, puppetry. I remember puppets."
Yeah.
And then die down, and then something else will happen. So I think it's always been there. I mean, it's one of the oldest art forms, right? Since, like early humans.
Like Unima is the oldest art association, like artist association. So the puppetry is kind of like, we are a community from the beginning.
Right. Yeah, we've always been here, guys. It's just that every once in a while, everybody will look towards us.
Yeah, and we if we more shoulder to shoulder together, maybe more people will get into puppetry, or just bring this art to a golden age. I don't know. Yeah, why not? And sometimes I ask, like, the purpose, as a puppeteer, sometimes you do that because you have a wish about, like, it could be for humanity, but it could be for yourself or for others. Like, what is your big purpose as a puppeteer? Why are you doing that day after day? Like, do you have something in your heart you want to?
Well, again, like I said, personally, it started when I was really young, and I just wanted to play and have fun, and I saw what the Muppets were doing with kind of spreading a simple idea of using your imagination and being kind, accepting everybody, working together, simple basic things that are really a huge deal, I think.
Yeah.
So that's what I've always been trying to do. It sounds like a lot of words, but it seems simple to me.
Yeah, but it's the simplicity of it, and for sure this art makes people together.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing people together, making them think, making them imagine, making them, feel loved, and spreading kindness and all those wonderful, good, warm, fuzzy feelings.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we want. So to finish, I always want to go into the matter. Like, if you can bring a puppet, maybe to the camera, we can see one. We have plenty of choice right there.
All right. Let me try this guy here. He's on the end.
So we can see you build this one. Oh.
Yes. All of these I did make. There's a couple that I used that people gave to me. Hi, hello there.
Hello, my dear. What is your name?
I am Mr. Hare.
Yeah.
And, you may have heard of the counterpart, Mr. Tortoise.
Okay. Yes. So you're fast, eh?
Usually I'm pretty fast. Yes.
Yes,
And
yeah, you like you are from the La Fontaine fable?
yeah, you could say that with an outer space twist from another galaxy.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So you're from far.
Yes, I forget the name of the planet, but I think it might be purple. I haven't been there in a while, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I can understand. So what is the race? You race against a turtle?
Yes, I race against Mr. Tortoise, and well, he usually wins. Spoiler alert, sorry. But
Yeah.
I kind of get distracted by other things because I'm always fast and on the move, and like, oh, what's that back there?
Yeah.
That's a bucket. Did you see that? There's a bucket back there.
Yeah, puppet bucket.
A talking blue bucket.
Yes.
I've never
Yeah.
seen one of those before.
Yeah.
So, sorry, what was I saying? I get distracted easily.
We were talking about your race, but it's fine
Right.
that you share your attention disorder or whatever.
Well, we all have things that we have to work on.
Yes, that's good. And what you will say to maybe the community who listen us, like what is your word you want to share with the puppeteer or the non-puppeteer who watching us?
The word is let's see. Let's think of a good pizza. No, that's not it. Well, pizza is good usually.
Very good.
How about I also like ice cream too. And I'm hungry for lunch. No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
No, but something like more like you went a philosophical thing,
Right.
like we were talking about kindness and gratitude and love that we share in our job. You,
I would say to play nice. How about that? Is that good?
Yes, I love it. Play nice.
Okay, good, excellent.
Thank you very much, Mr. Purple.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing my craziness with everyone.
Yeah, and I hope it will build a network. And I will go back to Adam if you want,
Okay,
Mr.
wow. I gotta go.
Okay.
I'm going.
Amazing. Thank you, Adam. That was a bright discovery to see all of your job in teaching. And I think you will see maybe some of my friends come to you and, you do that, because a lot of people are in teaching too, and they use puppetry.
Sure, yeah. As I said, I could blab on for hours. So thank you for letting me share a little bit.
Yeah, so, and everyone, you know how to share and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and thank you to being there. It was a pleasure, Adam, and see you. Maybe I will come to Pennsylvania at some point in my tour.
Yes, anytime you're in the middle of Pennsylvania, you got a friend here, so stop by anytime.
Amazing. So I say goodbye and see you in a while.
Yes, thank you.
Yay! Bye, everyone, and thank you to joining us. Bye.